Hi friends, and thanks for joining me again. And on this video, it's kind of a part 2 to my last video on my wrap up from the 2017 goals. This is going to be my 2018 goals, and honestly I believe that setting goals is very powerful. It's very important to making sure that we're staying on track with the things we want to do, because when we have something in our minds that we want to do but we don't actually make a plan on how to achieve those things, sometimes they just kind of get put off and then they get to the back burner and then they get forgotten, and maybe they'll resurface again at some point and we'll be like, oh yeah, we wanted to do that, and in time we'll just be disappointed that we didn't achieve more than we did. So I really enjoy setting goals at the beginning of the year for my entire year, and I even kind of put together a little bit of a plan on, I want to try and achieve this around spring, and I want to achieve this in summer or by midsummer, these sorts of things. So I try to put together a timeline on when I'm going to accomplish these things to make sure that I'm staying on track. Additionally, I really like to tell people my goals, like you guys or my family and friends in my life, to help keep me accountable. So I want to share with you some of the things that I want to do here in 2018, and I hope that you're willing to share some of yours as well. And here are the goals for this next year, 2018. So I want to finish the paint on the ceiling. I think I mentioned that was a rollover from last year. We need to finish the greenhouse build. We started building it knowing that we weren't going to be able to finish it before winter, and so we've been continuing to build it because we've had really nice weather. That is something that we want to do, is finish all of that completely up. Install the wood stove. I mentioned this before. We had bought a wood stove. Putting in a wood stove was one of my goals for this year. We purchased the stove, but we haven't installed it, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have to get that done here fairly shortly if we can. That would be nice to get it done before this winter is over, but I don't know. Playing on the roof when there's snow up there usually isn't very safe or fun. Paint my fireplace. I'll show a picture of it really quickly here. And when I had showed it to you guys, a viewer suggested, because I mentioned that I didn't really like it, it's a gold color and I just feel like it's kind of dated and I just don't really like it. And someone mentioned that I should paint it, and I thought that was a fabulous idea. Unfortunately, I haven't had time, so I have bought some high heat spray paint, and so I'm going to take it all apart, take the glass out of it, get it outside, and then paint that, and I think it's going to look a ton better, a nice black color rather than that gold, so yay! Thanks for the idea, by the way. The bigger goals of the things that I want to achieve. So this year, I would really like to get a real estate license. I am hoping that we can start transitioning our family to where I can go back into the working world. And the next goal would be to get a job. So those two kind of go hand in hand. I want to start maybe gaining some experience in the working world. Working outside the home, because all of my jobs right now are all work from home, and so having a job where I have to be places set times and dress professionally and things like that, just transferring us more into a family where I can be in the working world again would really be nice. I really actually kind of miss it, and so I'm really hoping to go and get a real estate job. Not sure what direction I want to go in with that, as far as sales or, continuing on with the rental market, because that's how Colorado is. It's a one-size-fits-all. So when you get a real estate license, it's good for both. But I know that would make me more valuable to the workplace, and that's a job that I really think that I would enjoy. So that's definitely one of my more major goals. Get better at typing, learn to 10 keypad. These are all kind of like job stuff that I was hoping to achieve. Plan and save for a family vacation. I think I mentioned in my haul video, my holiday haul video, that we had never been on a vacation, a family vacation. We've taken short trips for like a weekend, but we've never actually been on a family vacation, and so that's something that I'm really looking forward to. We would like to try and go somewhere tropical. And that's something that I've had as a goal of mine, something I've wanted to do ever since I was like little, like a kid. I've been dreaming of going to a tropical place. And when it's summer, the urge kind of goes away because it's warm here. But then it gets cold and the snow comes back and the sun kind of goes lower in the horizon to where it gets dark early, and then the urge comes back. So I would love to go somewhere, you know, Costa Rica, Hawaii would be my ultimate ideal favorite place to go, but it's really expensive. So if you guys have any tips or tricks on how to go to Hawaii on a budget, that would be fabulous. And if any of you like live in Hawaii maybe, and you have, you know, any ideas on like where we can camp, or maybe you want to trade. Maybe you guys would like to come to Colorado and go skiing, and we would love to go to Hawaii. So we could come and stay with you, and you could come and stay with us. I don't know. I'm totally open to suggestions and ideas. But again, we've never taken a family vacation, and I would love to go somewhere nice in the early part of, you know, January or February, somewhere in there, 2019. That's a long way to plan out, but that's something that we're really, really hoping to do. Let's see. Plant some spring and fall flower bulbs. I really think that that adds a lot aesthetically to a house, to have flowers, and bulbs are a really good way to just have something that just kind of comes up all on its own. So they're actually a pretty good investment, you know? Put them in the ground and then they just keep coming back, and they're really pretty. They add a lot of curb appeal. Dig a well. My husband would really like to have a well. That was one of the things we really wanted in our next house, but this house didn't have one, and so he is actually really excited to dig one, and I want to dig it before he becomes no longer excited because sometimes that excitement that we have gives us the energy that we need to be able to complete a project. So I would really like if we could do that. We do live somewhat close to a lake, so I'm kind of hoping that we live close enough to an area where the water table is high enough that we could achieve that. We could dig it fairly easily, but we'll see. And then my last goal would be to do an epic plant sale because this greenhouse we have is huge, and I can fit a lot more plants than we had before. So I'm hoping to at least double how many plants we grew in our last greenhouse in the new greenhouse, if not triple, and then do just a whole lot more, you know, revenue and sales that way. So those are my goals. In addition to those quick goals, you guys have been asking a lot about our house and some different things like the backgrounds behind me and stuff like that. So when we did our first video where I was doing like a house tour of our house, we had just moved in and we weren't fully settled in as far as like furniture goes, and some of the furniture we had from our last house didn't work here and just whatever. So I would like to do just a quick update on some different things that we have done differently and then finish out the video on that. Okay, so hopefully you can ignore the fish tank noise, but this is the area that used to be a corner table. We used to have a corner table here, but we switched it up, I switched it up to have more of a room, like a space, dedicated more to my dog and his loud toenails. More of a space designated for video recording. And so these are the backgrounds you guys are seeing. They are actually just some fabric kind of hung on some nails on the wall there. And so these are the different, you know, backgrounds that you've seen in the movie or the videos recently. It's just, again, some fabric that I had gotten on sale from Joann, so I kind of pull these back because I'm going to use each one. So I can have some kind of a variety to the backgrounds pretty much, and so that's what that is. There are a couple of issues I have found using this space for the videos though. First of all, there's a lot of noise that sort of bounces off the walls. I don't always have the table here. Sometimes I do when I'm going to do like, you know, the haul video or other ones where I'll set it aside to where I can, you know, put my board on it or whatever. A lot of times I just kind of move it aside. So I bet that's probably contributing to the noise bouncing off the walls. I added this rug here recently. It was just a cheap rug I got from Walmart to sort of help absorb the noises. I was hoping these fabrics would help. On the opposite side of the wall here, I put up some of these little soundboards to help absorb the noise, but again, it's just not really helping. And I think there's probably several reasons. There's really no furniture in here other than this table, and there's this laminate floor. So I think maybe some kind of a couch or something up against that wall might help. I don't really know. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I like having this space to shoot the videos, but I don't like how weird it looks because it obviously looks really weird, especially since this is my front door and it's right next to it. So this is like the first thing you would see when you come in the house. So if you guys have any suggestions on how to make it look less weird, how to make it more functional, how to improve my sound, any of you people, you know, helpful people out there who know a lot more about these things than I do, feel free to comment. I would love some suggestions on how I can make this better. Another thing we changed is our kids' room. Not only did we repaint, it used to be a brown color and they really didn't like it. It was really dark and kind of absorbed the light to where it was just always dark in here, kind of like a cave. So we repainted it. They helped a ton. So we all three did that together. They picked out the color and it's, yeah, nice. It's much more lively. But we also traded in our other bed for this bunk bed. The other trundle bed wasn't really working out for them, although half the time they still sleep in this bed together, like seriously. I got creamed in that video of my last house, the house tour video I had, where I told everyone that my kids like to sleep in the same bed. Tons of people said that was horrible, that's child abuse, how can you do that? And I just don't understand why, if they like that, if they like sleeping next to each other, why that's unacceptable. Anyway, I wanted to give them more of the option to have their own separate room, or, you know, separate spaces in their room. So we did add this bunk bed, and over the summer they did like it, you know, to where they were sleeping separately, but here in the winter they're still sleeping together, probably because it's warmer, so I can't blame them for that. So they kind of did some kid decorating, they added some stuff, we got this lamp for free from a nice lady. And so yeah, this is something different we did too in the kids' room. And here is the living room. This is the only other room we got new furniture for. So there was the bunk bed and then this brown couch. Anyway, so this is what the living room looks like, minus the blanket fort. That would be a new addition that is only there temporarily because of the kids. Anybody else remember blanket forts? They're so much fun. So yep, this is the living room. We originally did not have any furniture for it, and this is kind of how we decided to do it. In this room, this is also where the fireplace is going. It's in the center of the house, so hopefully it will be able to heat everything. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that video, and I will hope to see you next time on Food with Brain Girl. Thanks for watching.